Narcissistic individuals, when you call them out on something, it's like they genuinely believe that you are the one to blame. You are the one at fault, and there are several reasons behind this. Whether a narcissistic person is self-aware or completely unaware of their behaviour, if they are self-aware, they have that sense of grandiosity where they believe that they are always in the right. If they're unaware, they have that sense of grandiosity. They believe that they're always in the right and you're the one that is in the wrong. They also have that projection where they're going to project their negative traits, their negative qualities, their negative behaviours straight over to you or to somebody else. And as they've projected them over to you or over to somebody else, they genuinely believe that they're not the ones at fault. And as they've projected them onto you, they often then believe that they're the victim in the situation and that you're to blame for everything that's going wrong. A narcissistic individual will also happily gaslight your reality, and gaslighting is a hideous form of psychological abuse where they're looking to deny you of your reality. And in some ways, when they're gaslighting you, they actually can believe it within themselves. The self-aware will know full well that they did something and they're just stood there claiming they didn't do something, and they're enjoying gaining that negative reaction from you. They're enjoying winding you up for daring to call them out. So if you try to hold them accountable, they're going to gaslight your reality, and then they're going to feel good about themselves watching you try to explain things to them, watching your frustration, watching your resentment, watching your anger. And the self-aware knows full well that they're doing this. Those who are unaware that are gaslighting your reality, they can actually genuinely believe that you're the one that's lying, you're the one that's causing the issues. They've got that selective memory. They don't see themselves as the problem. They've projected the problems onto you. Therefore, you're the problem and they're the victim in the situation. And how dare you treat them so horribly? And they can provoke that reaction out of you and then stand there and act shocked and be all upset and play the victim and claim that you're the problem because they don't see the lead up to events or what they did. They simply lack the empathy to care. Therefore, they have a great difficulty to recognise their own behaviour and the part that they played in any given situation. To them, they lack the understanding, they lack the ability to recognise how you're feeling, only how your behaviour might negatively impact them. So if you call them out, they fear exposure, they look to project, they look to gaslight, they look to play the victim so that they can avoid exposure, and they lack the empathy to care if that means that it hurts you. They simply feel entitled to do as they please, and with that sense of entitlement, anyone who dares to question them is the problem. You're the one that's stopping them. It's not their fault, it's your fault. It's always everybody else's fault and never their own. They require that excessive attention. So you'll notice this with a cheating narcissist. They'll withhold attention, affection and support from you. And when you naturally begin to distance yourself from them, they'll seek that attention elsewhere. And then when they get caught out, they accuse you of being the issue for not paying them enough attention. And they say it so seriously because they genuinely believe it. Or they blame the other person, claiming that the other person just wouldn't leave them alone. Narcissistic individuals require that excessive attention. They can be quite insecure people deep down, not that they show this on the surface. So to protect their image, to maintain their image, to keep their ego intact, they will go all out to blame and shame everybody else, because to them, they don't make mistakes. Everybody else made the mistake. They lack the introspect to be able to reflect on their behaviour. Narcissistic individuals struggle to reflect on how their behaviour could have negatively impacted somebody else, how their behaviour might be wrong in some way. They just believe they're special and that they're important, and that other people are envious of them, and other people are the ones who are trying to keep them down. Other people are the ones who are trying to stop them from succeeding in life. They're envious of other people, so they will go all out to ruin other people, yet they manage to twist it in their minds that the other person deserved it in some way, the other person was privileged, the other person lied, that their projection sort of plays a role in there. Narcissists are arrogant enough to believe that they are always in the right, and if anyone dares to call them out, if anyone dares to show them any facts or evidence to prove otherwise, then a narcissistic individual believes that the other person has turned against them, the other person is trying to get one over on them, the other person is the problem, which is why they will simply begin to play the victim in order to ruin the other person's reputation. And then they kind of rewrite it in their head as to how the other person deserved it, because to the narcissist, if the other person hadn't called the narcissist out on the narcissist behaviour that they believe they're entitled to do as they please, they wouldn't have to do what they are doing to the other person. They wouldn't have to ruin the other person's reputation. A narcissist wants to convince you that you're the problem and that you're to blame. And as you self-reflect on who you are as a person, you end up changing yourself time and time again to suit them, to please them, unwittingly enabling them, not being able to see what they are doing to you, while they get to continue exploiting you. And one of the worst things about this is the more they get to exploit you, the more they believe that you're the one that's the problem, because you're the one that put up with it. You're the one that didn't move away from them. When it comes to narcissistic individuals, the best way to deal with them is to go no contact or limited contact and grey rock. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have several books out on Amazon: 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Go No Contact, a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries. If you'd like to go and check those out, they'll be in the description also. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.